Welcome, welcome! It's my dog with the TexasSpaceNavy bringing you another Star Citizen video. And today I thought I would talk about 3.16 and what we can expect coming up. Is it going to make it out before Christmas? What do you guys think? I am 100% sure it will. Now, typically, these December patches are buggy as hell. And it takes a good 2 or 3 weeks before we even hear anything about fixing them. Sometimes. I'm thinking this is actually going to be a pretty tidy patch. A lot of people think there's not going to be much in this, so let's jump into it and you'll be able to see what they have scheduled for this patch. Now, tentatively, they have the DNA head textures update scheduled for this patch, but they haven't committed to it. It's the only thing on the release view of the roadmap that they haven't committed to putting into this patch. So that one will be good to keep an eye on. Will it make it in time? Now, locations, they plan on having the Area 18 hospital in. That is committed. That's going to be in. Derelict spaceships, points of interest, will be in. That is committed. Also committed, mining gadgets. So we saw the little video on Star Citizen, Inside Star Citizen, that talked about the mining gadgets and how it can help with bigger rocks and things like that. So that'll be fun to use. Updates to the Dying Star map will be in. Gravlev physics rework will be in. We saw some of that in this last Inside Star Citizen. Very much looking forward to playing around with the Gravlev bikes and how they were reworked. Jumptown 2.0 definitely committed. There's going to be 3 different scenarios, 3 different places this event can happen, and from what I've heard on the test universe is it doesn't really pay out a whole lot, so hopefully they will entice people a little bit more with a decent payout. Laser Trip Mine Tier 0 has also been committed to in 3.16. Now, those are the only ones that were really talked about or that are shared on the release view. There are a few others that are expected to make it in, and that is posted by Wayne CIG on Spectrum under the title of Alpha 3.16 Patch Watch Lawbreaker. So he says, hello everyone, as with previous patch watches, we didn't want to miss the opportunity to spotlight some of the features and improvements the teams are working on that don't appear in the public roadmap. So as we approach release day for Star Citizen Alpha 3.16, here are some additions that will make your dealings with the law system much more interesting, no matter if you break the law or are the law. So, defense of another. When a player without a crime stat is attacked without provocation and the friendly fire threshold is broken, the attacker will be seen as hostile by all other players and AI for the duration of the hostility timer associated with the attack. The more sustained the attack, the longer the timer. The timer is paused should the attacker be engaged by another player to prevent turning non-hostile mid-combat. This allows us to remove the aggravated criminal assault crime, which was a stopgap measure, but which we found to be unfair in the case of accidental friendly fire, as it would give the attacker a lasting crime stat. With this new system, the attacker is able to be attacked just the same, but the state is temporary, and should the attacker leave the area for a time, it will be forgiven. Also, criminals are no longer given the same amount of leeway to commit friendly fire on innocents as non-criminals. Removal of the aggravated vehicular assault. So this amends the amends above mean that they can remove that crime and do away with that. So it'll reduce armistice violations around green zones and lead to increased low-level crime stats. Oh, I'm sorry, which led to increased low-level crime stats. So without that, you're going to have a lot less low-level crime stats, especially if you're playing friendly fire and somebody shoots you in the back. You know, even at FPS, that can be a pain. Displaying victim names and infraction notifications. So the names of victims, where possible, will now appear in infraction notifications. This will help clear up confusion for players receiving infractions for things like grievous bodily harm when their victim bleeds out several seconds after the fact. That happens a lot if you're trying to do any kind of FPS PvP with people. You have no clue sometimes what killed you or who killed you. bounty hunters being led to trespass zones around the prison. So they've updated the trespass zones around the prison. They're smaller. Misdemeanor area has also been replaced with a new trespass type, which first warns the player before shooting at them. The felony trespass area is now much smaller, but should still prevent bounty hunters from camping too close to the prison. You know, trying to get those escapees, and all those would be helpers of the escapees. So criminals will receive a less forgiving friendly fire allowance. So that means criminal players with active hostility timers will have them reduced because of friendly fire, and prevent them from getting away with taking a shot, fleeing, and no hostility timer. So there will be hostility timer increasing for friendly fire, or I guess any kind of fire incidences with criminals. Missiles and the law. The team will also made a few changes with missile damage behavior. This is a little confusing. Firing a locked missile will now max out the friendly fire hostility duration. Currently, locking a missile only counts as a hit. In Alpha 3.16, locking a missile will now render the ship hostile for as long as the missile is locked. I guess that makes sense. Once the missile is unlocked without it being fired, it will only add a single hit. This fixes an issue that caused missiles fired at AI ships to sometimes choose a random friendly target, which would cause the player to get an immediate crime stat. So hopefully that'll clean up some of that. Atmospheric bounties. The sky is not safe anymore. Bounty hunters will now bring law everywhere, even if there's flying through Hurston's atmosphere. That's why Alpha 3.16 will be able to hunt bounties in atmosphere of Stanton's planets. So there you have it. Those are the things that are going to be in 3.16. What are your expectations of 3.16? Again, do you think it's going to be a buggy mess that is not going to get fixed until a hot fix somewhere in late January, early February? Or do you think it's going to be a solid patch? Is there anything in 3.16 that you're looking forward to? I am honestly, I think this is the cleanup patch, and I think it should be. Going into the holidays, there's a long wait between, the end of December and the first patch of the next year in March. This should be a cleanup patch every year, if you ask me. So I'm not horribly disappointed we're not going to get a whole lot in 3.16, at least content-wise. Like I said, I'd rather the game be playable than be a buggy mess and we have to wait 3 or 4 months to be able to touch it again. That's my opinion. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Also, I do want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching my videos. And of course, December's been a little bit of a rough month for me posting this year. So extra thank you for watching my videos. It really means a lot. Make sure you do hit that like button and that subscribe button, as it helps me on the algorithm as well. And again, it's certainly appreciated. And if you leave comments, that helps as well. If you want to contribute to the channel, you can do it a few different ways, one of which is watching the ads all the way through, clicking on the ads, and if you buy something from an ad, it directly contributes to the channel as well. And you can also go to my YouTube members or my Patreon and join there, and that money will contribute to the channel, and you have no idea how much it contributes, because it has saved my bacon a few months out of the last couple of years. So thank you all for doing that. So 3.16, is it a win? Is it a loss? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Again, I think it's going to be a cleanup patch, and I think it's probably going to be the best December patch we've ever had. Yeah, mark it down. I said it. It's going to be the best December patch we've ever had. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'm Mud Dog with the Texas Space Navy. I'll see you out in the verse.